Okay, I think the stream is running. I think I need
I'm looking at Twitch now. I don't see anything.
Yep, here it goes.
There
Remember, Twitch has a 30-second delay.
Yep, that's the problem with this thing. 30 seconds and internet time is like an hour.
I know.
It's true.
Alright, so I think the team's right. I'll just give them the go-ahead to start.
Okay, cool. Hey everybody, welcome to Game 3 of the November 15th and 16th featured matches for Saturday. We have the final game today between Ionia and Bilgewater, this time subbing out, Victory Laps Revisited? Was that their team name?
Let me check. I got it right here. It will be... The last two games were done by hashtag Victory Lap Reincarnated. The victory was the pun off of Victor. And then Ionia was represented by Elite and Friends. However, for this game, Bilgewater will be represented by Team Two Piece. Still leading Friends for Ionia.
It's like One Piece, but there's two pieces. I'm a big One Piece fan. Okay. Yeah, actually, the Team Two Piece team is almost the same as Victory Lap. We just had a few the only real substitution for this game was JD has jumped in for Raw and Porkchop has subbed out for Soda, just to give him a little break.
Yep. And there is one change for the Ionia team. It's the same team, but they decided to swap out Elite Bam for Kawe Asuna. I guess they figured... Kawhi, yes. That's apparently how you pronounce it. But I guess they figured Kawhi would work with their team comp better, or whatever strategy they're trying to pull, and so they decided, let's just try and mix things up. We really don't have anything to lose.
Well, I think it makes sense. Only because, it's rough playing 3 games in a row in a format like this, and sometimes just swapping up the people playing can really add a fresh take to things, especially after losing 2 games in a row.
Yeah, I've played in some tournaments last arc that it was like Demacia and we're playing all these games against Zon, and it's just like this big drain playing 5 games in a row or something.
No, I don't think we're going to see anything too different from Bilgewater. I think they're going to just be staying the course, probably even keeping very similar lanes to what they had before. I'll be surprised if we even see different champions this time.
At Bilgewater, it's the old saying, don't fix it if it isn't broken.
Yeah. Also, I think a lot of people... Okay, Dark Omega has been a pretty standard Bilgewater player in the featured matches. And I think he is widely considered one of the best Gangplank players on Bilgewater.
I would definitely agree with that. And I think they're going to keep him top for that very reason.
Yeah, if I see Dark Omega on anything but Gangplank this game, it's going to be Bilgewater deserves to lose if they lose.
In the same way, but kind of the opposite direction. And I understand GG Pally's, he is the Alpha Bronze of Bilgewater, but his selection is a little limited too in terms of skill-wise, so I think he's going to be sticking with Twisted Fate in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not a bad thing when you're limited to a few champions, but it is because it means that as you go through the factions gameplay and spend a lot of time in factions, you end up becoming very, very specialized in those champions and end up actually improving your skill level higher than what it's displayed as with that specific champion. In my case, when I was playing during Shon-san, I was declared for Ionia.
Is that how you say it? I never knew how to pronounce it.
Shon-san, yeah, that's about the closest that I can think of for its pronunciation.
As long as it sounds remotely like what it smelled like, people mostly just accept it.
Yeah. But I was declared for Ionia during Shonsan, and I ended up playing a lot of Karma. And this was when I was still silver, or actually no, I think I was gold. I hit gold. No, it was. I can't remember what rank I was. I think I was silver at the time. But I got really good with Karma, and I took her into ranked, and she quickly became my main. And I actually. No, I was silver because of, at the time, we were still using Season 3 rankings, and I was silver in Season 3.
Well, we are seeing one change up on Bilgewater's side. Heavy weapons is going with Fortune instead of Rage.
Yeah.
So that's going from less dueling and burst and more just a team fight AoE.
Yeah.
Seems to
I'm not sure that's the best move for Bilgewater, but
I think they'll be fine. Especially since it looks like they're likely going to be using Lee Sin mid and Irelia top. I mean,
doing the Aurelia mid like the first game.
the problem is that the thing is, whoever they send top, it doesn't matter who, they're gonna get absolutely crushed by Dark Omega's Gangplank. I mean, his 11% reds, crit chance reds, combined with his constant Q spam, I'm pretty sure Dark Omega actually runs mana regen yellows and possibly mana regen blues, simply for the fact that he can constantly Q spam like mad. I'm also, yeah, it's harsh, but it's if you look back at game 1 when it was Dark Omega versus Shen, that's how he won, was just the constant Q spam on Shen, and Shen just couldn't out heal it with his. I mean, Gangplank's Q has a shorter cooldown than Shen's shield, and does more damage than Shen can regenerate using his Q.
that's true. Now, what
So-
I'm curious about is once Ionia will pick for his final choice. They've been wrecked by this comp before, but having Misfortune there, I wonder if they'll change what their composition to counter her. It's actually.
I mean-
They don't have an ADC yet, and the only ADC on Ionia is Varus.
Oh. They're running ADC Ari. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be interesting.
Or they're going to take the Shadow Isles approach and not bring an ADC at all.
No, okay. ADC Ari had a brief period of time, somewhere in Season 3 or Season 4, where she got stupidly popular. But what I'm looking at right now is Karma mid, ADC Ari, support Lee Sin, and top lane Irelia.
Okay, but
That is my guess.
that's where I disagree. I don't think we're going to see ADC Ari. I think we're going to see legit Mage Ari.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Mage Ari too, because it's not like they're lacking physical damage or late game DPS. They got Master Yi to cover all that. There's no need to try to do the weird build on Ari.
I think they're just going to forgo using an ADC. I think they're going to try to mix things up enough, and maybe that's why they brought Kawhi in like that.
They're taking a page out of the Shadow Isles book, which I question because Shadow Isles is not doing well in this arc.
Remember,
To be fair, though, Mike, when Shadow Isles does that composition correctly, it tends to do very well. I just rarely
That's
see
true.
Shadow Isles pull it off right because everyone's like, well, we'll only go halfway with this. Well, we won't bring Karthus. Well, we'll make a Thresh ADC.
Yeah, I will say that it's the Thresh ADC problems is everyone on the team saying don't go ADC Thresh, and the person locks in anyways. That's what it tends to seem like anytime someone grabs ADC Thresh.
see, Shadow Isles really they do really well with that Thresh Mordekaiser bot lane. with all the farm focusing on Mordekaiser, just because Mordekaiser doesn't have a lot of mobility, and so having someone like Thresh who can hook someone, pull them in, knock them back towards.
Oh, that's interesting. I just realized this. They didn't bring any exhausts on the Ionia side.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, Lee Sin swapped out his exhaust for Ignite. And
I don't think that's the best idea for that. I feel like an exhaust is going to be very helpful in shutting down Fortune and Gangplank. With that many Ignites, the only strategy they can be going for is win the laning phase. Hard.
Yeah, that, I guess, yeah, that does make sense. Like, they grabbed Lee Sin as a very strong early gamer, and so, yeah, that has to be their strategy. It's like, we're falling behind in all the games, and then Bilgewater just continues to roll with it. We gotta try to stop that from happening.
And that might actually work against Bilgewater. All the times I see Ionia win is when they crush their laning phase, because Ionian champions can snowball so hard that you can't stop them.
I agree. And the thing is like, Ionia has such incredible mobility that when they play their champs right, there really shouldn't be any reason for Ionia to lose, because if you really look at their roster, they contain some of the strongest champs in the game.
Well, I definitely agree, which is why their lack of success this arc is continually baffling to me.
Me and Cupcake, we streamed and casted a match together on Thursday, and we discussed this a little bit. What we think is, you look at the Ionia roster, yes, they're very strong champs. They're also the champs that people love to take in solo queue.
Oh, yes.
And so what could be causing is this solo queue mentality is, I'm not going to do this whole team communication thing. I'm just going to try to do the solo queue where I try to solo carry. And, it doesn't matter how good your champs are. If you're trying to do like this weird solo carry strategy versus a team that's coordinated and communicating, it won't work.
Definitely. That's what I was talking about with some of the Bilgewater players, is that part of Bilgewater's success, when we say we're Bilge Bros, we actually mean it. We hang out all the time in raid call. We're always talking. We're actually friends with each other. And that friendship and constant communication and respect for each other results in a lot of wins.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, Bilgewater did have, like, it feels like they have the most faction veterans on their team.
They really do.
And something you learn in factions is when you have these limited rosters, you really have to communicate and commit to a strategy. And the faction veterans know this, and they've really shown that was what making Bilgewater so dominant, despite having the smallest roster at the start.
And
I've actually...
I'm sorry, I just really quick. I'm just going to say that to anyone listening from another faction. Guys, hang out. Hang out on raid call. Play games together. And, like, don't take it so seriously. Have fun. Bilgewater has tons of fun. We don't always care if we win or lose, but we just have a blast doing it. Enjoy each other's company, and the victories will come with it.
Yeah. I mean, and I've actually played with a lot of, like, the Bilgewater summoners. Not necessarily at the same time, but I know them quite well because of how long I've been with factions. Most of them I got to know incredibly well because most of them were actually on Ionia during the Shonsan arc. During the Shonsan arc where it was just Noxus versus Ionia, so there wasn't a whole lot of options for factions to choose from. So I got to really know, like, Naggarok and Orderly Anarchus and a lot of those other players during Shonsan when we were all playing on Ionia. And it really was, like, get to know people, become friends with them, and the victory comes with it. I mean, if you look at the balance of power for Shonsan, Ionia, it was pretty back and forth, but in the end, Ionia really pulled it out, and a lot of it was just the friendship from everyone that they had. And so, that's definitely a thing.
All right, so before this fully gets underway, really quick, I know we just went into game, but Skin Wars, I got to give it to Bilgewater, because even though it's 4 skins versus 4 skins, Bilgewater skins are a lot better, including my favorite, Astronautilus.
Ugh.
Yeah,
No!
they got great skins.
Ionia. They're using a Karma skin. Karma, like, most players, when they play Karma, don't have any skins except traditional because Karma has a lack of skins. So seeing Sun Goddess Karma makes me happy.
I still gotta give it to Bills. Maybe Mike, you want to break the tie?
All right, so yes, I do love the Karma skin that Craze was saying, but I will give it to Bilgewater because the rest of Ionia skins is like, okay, I see that skin all the time, I see that skin all the time, so it's just not impressive other than that one Karma skin. Whereas Bilgewater, I mean, they just got solid skins all around.
Okay.
I'm not going to organize. I'm going to do something different. I'm not going to organize the bottom rows yet because I have no idea what lanes people are going into.
Yeah, Ionia. It does look as though Karma is going top. I guess they decided we need someone with range to deal with Gangplank.
Snap.
And then Yi is Yi needs to. Yeah, he looks like he wants to take the Bilgewater Blue because they are trying to take his.
Good, by the way, good ward coverage on Ionia's part there. Really saved themselves. Come on, JD, you can do better than that.
Yep.
Oh, I know who's bottom lane. That's interesting. They are going for a truly... Look, take a look at Ionia for a sec. They're going for almost truly no support bottom lane. They're going to farm each other up. Look at those items.
That item start was very popular when they first came out with the runic shield. Because I was so popular. I remember when they first came out with it, it was always ADC and support would both grab those and just give each other a ton of gold from it. And, they then nerfed the gold from it, nerfed it a bit because it was so popular and so overpowering. And so that, start didn't become
the nerf
popular.
that really sealed its fate, though, was the fact that they changed its execute from any auto attack to just melee attacks, which is why this works, is because it's Lee Sin and Irelia, so they're both melee, so the execute works on both of them.
And it might work too because Irelia and Lee Sin are pretty hard engagers. If they can catch Miss Fortune out, they'll probably kill her despite Nami's help.
Oh, certainly.
So what's going to happen is Bilgewater is going to have to try to do a poke comp with, Miss Fortune using her double ups to poke from the minion lines, and Nami just... Oh, we got some action already. Bubble onto Aurelia. It really takes a lot of damage. It was... So...
W start for Lee Sin.
Oh, and it looks like they're already getting... It looks like Bilgewater's red is already being taken from them.
Nautilus is a notoriously slow jungler, and this is actually what probably should have happened in every single game, was the Yi going straight to counter jungling Nautilus and punishing him and taking, basically, as soon as Yi gets whatever jungle items like Modred's Razor and Spirit Stone, going the Mad Stone combo, honestly, Yi should have just gone straight to counter jungling and sitting in Bilgewater's jungle the entire game.
I agree. Bilgewater's biggest strength is going to be making it to the mid game. If they can get there and they cannot completely lose their lanes, they'll probably have this.
I'm going to say, the top lane is looking like they don't even have to worry about not losing. It looks like Gangplank is a little bit behind on CS. He is definitely putting down the harass onto Karma. And Karma's not going to be able to keep up her CS with all this damage she's taking.
No. Now, if she's smart and she uses mantra W's to help her sustain, she could actually potentially win this lane. But most Karmas do not use mantra W. Actually, most Karmas never use anything but mantra Q. The other mantra effects are just so incredible that it boggles my mind when they don't use those other effects.
Oh, in the mid lane, Ari gets hit by the gold card. Nautilus coming to gank. She's out of hook range, but she has to run into Bilgewater's jungle.
Oh, and then the first blood for Pallies.
That Ghost doing work.
And they mocked him for taking Ghost and Flash. Who's mocking him now?
I
Ghost-
have to give major props for Pally. He is a bronze player, argued the god of bronzes, but still a bronze.
Mike, it is alpha bronze.
The alpha bronze, okay, not god, alpha, my mistake. But he basically took out the plat Ari by himself. Yes, Nautilus was there for a little bit of zoning, but he was the one putting down all the damage, putting all the stuff into that play. So the
A lot of
bronze
people
just took out a
underestimate
flash.
Ghost. I mean, sure, someone can flash away, but Ghost allows you to catch up, back up to them. So it's while you and Ghost has a much shorter cooldown than Flash, and so it's up more often.
Now, I'm not sure this strategy is really working too much for Leeson and Aurelia. They combined still have less farm than Misfortune does.
What happened was after that first engage by Lisa at level 1, the Nami bubble was perfect to disengage, and they got a lot of damage onto Aurelia because of it. And so with Aurelia taking that damage, they no longer have the power they need to try to do their kill lane melee attacks that they have to do to win this. And so Nami and Misfortune are able to just constantly throw down their poke, and it's making it impossible for Ionia to just farm. Or, I mean, look at how low Aurelia is right now. Oh,
Look at how dead Karma is right now.
Like I said, if Karma uses Mantra W to keep up her health at those last seconds and to tether them under tower, she can turn fights incredibly well.
Well, and here's my question. Purple's a pretty good player, but how often has he played Karma?
That's true. Not a lot of people play Karma. And
Ooh, nice
I'm a Karma main, and so... Yeah... I'm a Karma main, so I know a lot of the ins and outs of Karma, and I've even had a few plat players say, your Karma mechanics are incredible.
Pally's done goofed.
It's hard when
start off
Ari
so
hits
well.
6. It's hard when Ari hits 6, though.
No, it wasn't. He goofed up. He went a little aggressive there. I was watching that play. He walked a little too close, and his stun card ran out while he was in the middle of a charm.
Oh, I'm actually scrolling back a little bit to watch it, so... Okay.
while you're watching, Yi is coming towards the bot lane. Looks like he wants to start up a lane gank.
When Nautilus is
They're hoping Aurelia is going to be some kind of bait to draw them in, but they're just not biting.
Once Leeson hits 6, this might change. He can get into quick position. Oh, but they've got that nice ward there, and they're backing right off.
That is why Vision is so powerful.
Yeah. I just got back up to live, and so... Yeah.
Oh, wow, that did not work out for Lee Sin. He queued in on the Misfortune, and they just popped his health. Now Twisted Fate's coming in for the tower dive. Wow, that... Oh, here comes Yi. Can he... Oh, yeah, he's turning this around. Pork Chop is running for it, but she doesn't have
I don't think Pork
mana.
Chop's
She's
gonna
going down.
live.
He doesn't have the mana to do it.
Yep.
A little too
That
reckless
was-
on Bilge, that's costing them.
Yeah. They still have a 500 gold lead, but...
Now Yi is looking to take Dragon. Bilgewater has a sword on it, but they don't have anyone near him yet.
Yeah, I didn't think Yi was going to be able to do that without help. He didn't have his ult up. He didn't have health. I mean, the Madstone combo is really great for sustain, but if you're not at full health for when you start Dragon with Madstone, you're not going to be able to finish it.
You can start with, you don't have to have high health to start Dragon if you're Yi, but you have to have your ultimate. That's the key for Yi to solo Dragon, is his ultimate.
Yeah, that's the key, is you have to have ultimate in order to really solo Dragon.
Yeah, so I want to say though, Bilgewater, like we were talking about earlier, like this GG Pally's the Alpha Bronze, as you put, and then also the Dark Omega doing the great gameplay. You really have to appreciate the fact that it's the Bronze and Silver in this Rainbow tier match that are showing, giving Bilgewater the lead for the most part.
Yep.
Alright, I see that Aurelia was having some lag, but that's up to them to pause, as Bilgewater pointed out.
Yeah, that. If you choose to not pause, you can't blame anyone. You have 5 people, you can't say, oh yeah, I was using skills.
Oh, that was a great save coming from JD.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the other thing that gives Bilgewater a lot of strength is that Nautilus.
Oh yeah. And I did want to say though, like that what we just saw there, not pausing, that was an example of how Ionia does not work together. Focus. If they were a team and talking and really working with each other, they may be talking right now, but if they were really working with each other, that would have been an instant pause.
Okay.
Oh, Karma goes down.
Karma should have lived. Karma could have lived.
Yes, if she just used her mantra W, like you were saying earlier, she could have sustained through that. But instead, she just wanted to throw out extra damage when they didn't need to throw extra damage. They had 2 people. She just needed to worry about surviving.
Exactly, and which is why it was just like, ooh, that Alpha Strike.
Wow,
that is why Yi is good.
Yi, well done.
I didn't know you could still dodge stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, can he do it again? Oh, no,
Yes!
he does not.
Oh, that was
that
beautiful.
game playing
That
cold.
was beautiful.
That really was a good play by Bilgewater.
Again, that play is so powerful.
Man.
So Bilgewater gets bottom power.
Oh, we totally
they pick
missed
up
that.
the kill can't. They look like they're gonna get the Nami too.
And the shield escape.
Yeah. So Ari looking to try to take out TF, but sees Nahus there, has to back.
She's still gonna try.
Oh, the stun. Can she keep up with him? The stun, the charm, but she has to just keep running. She can't throw out her damage that she needs to. And he's just never going to give her the chance to catch up.
Oh!
Nautilus has a kill for Not. There's no... I have serious doubts about Ionia winning this.
Because again, even if there are some much more dominating players on Ionia, Bilgewater plays as a team.
Yeah. Their communication and coordination just outclasses every other faction right now. The Shadow Isles, our summoners, are starting to get a bit more on par. And they are starting to do a lot better.
The Shadows, I like to comment there, because I am on Shadows. So, like, there are times when, like, yeah, we talk, and other times where there's just no communication. It's like, there are times where, like, we have great communication, times we have none. It's like, it's just our consistency on how often we talk to each other. That's what we need to work on. Not that we don't talk, just our consistency on it.
Yeah, I will say as a Bilge player, we never shut up.
That's the trick to winning factions, just never shut up.
And they're going for Dragon, and I think... I don't know, this...
Oh, Yi! Can they get it? Oh, wow!
And that was a 4-for-1 and Dragon. Ionia came out on top.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, Pally was just too out of position there.
Oh, the flash by Gangplank, he's diving, and his passive finishes off Karma.
Okay, Karma did not have Mantra up for that, so I won't get too on her case, but
it's hard to watch.
Still.
I will say, I do not understand why everyone is obsessed with the Karma Q as the mantra standard. Because, like, in the LCS, like, whenever they pick, Karma, they
It was
pick her
for
so
her
they
magic
get,
E.
yeah, they get this gigantic mobility boost that allows them to get any position they want for a team fight.
It's
And so
basically
it's
a
like-
20-second talisman
Yep.
with a shield.
Exactly, it's a talisman with a shield, and it lasts about the same time, I think, but
Yeah.
it comes up more often. And then looking at her W, that is like her best like dueling 1v1 ability. That gigantic healing it has.
Seriously, it's
It's like
40% of your missing health.
That is just her best 1v1 tool. It's like her Q is for poke. That is it. When you master a Q, you're only doing it for poke. You shouldn't be doing it for major fight or trade. Oh, and we got Ari in the mid lane taking down Pallies, but Nahus is there. Yi's showing up. He might be able to save her. Oh, he pulls himself to the Yi. Has to flash out, but Yi's got his ult. This is going to be a dead Nahus.
Yeah. If Ionia continues to play this way, they could easily. Oh,
Karma took the wrong direction. She won't get there in time. She should have given Yi a shield, but she didn't.
And then just Darko Mega's gameplay.
like I said, Dark Omega is easily the skill level of a platinum or higher with Gangplank. I mean, he knows Gangplank's ins and outs much better than I think most of Ionia's team knows the ins and outs of their own champions. And that gives him a huge, huge advantage over any of Ionia's team members.
Knowing the ins and out of your own champion means you don't have to focus like, oh, what move should I make here? Like, how do I work these mechanics? You don't even have to think about that. It's just like a reflex almost. And so you can just focus on your teamwork, your communication, your positioning.
Alright, and now Bill is taking the advantage. They've got 3 towers down now to Ionia's 1.
Although Ionia is, compared to last game, keeping it closer for a much longer period of time. Like, it's only about 4,000 gold difference, so they're keeping it, a close game for longer than they were for the last two. So it's something. And they do have the late game with Yi, so it's not. Bilgewater definitely has the advantage, but you can't count Ionia out. They are. If they do some smart stuff, they can easily turn this around.
I agree.
Ollie wants to burst down his foot. He goes for it. Oh, almost gets TF presence. Oh, so Lee's damage working
They
against.
gotta turn to fight that Yi right now.
He just runs away. Lee Sin sees the Nami all by herself, wants her. The bubble saves her. Oh, it doesn't save her.
So it does result.
Oh.
It does result in the death of Lee Sin.
So that was a 3 for 2 in favor of Bilgewater.
The strength.
But this is.
The strength
This game is just
going to
crazy.
be. Oh,
He. Oh, yeah.
And Dark Omega.
It was so much damage.
Just really quick, my wall client is bug splatted. I'm going to get it back up again.
Alright.
Alright, so that means we're going to have to describe what's going on because people on the stream see what Lex sees and blood splat. So we got to really describe this well. You got that, Crazed?
Yeah.
Oh, Nagarok just showed up in here. What's up, Nagarok? I guess he doesn't feel like talking. But, alright, so we'll have to do this. Like, I'm going to call this radio casting because it's the equivalent of watching on a radio, just listening.
Yep.
So, as it is, we got Karma. She's next to the top in her tower. Gangplank has pushed up and he's just farming jungle. He's just
Stealing Yi's jungle. He's currently at the race camp.
So yeah, that's his thing. Like, he doesn't want to fire and tower right now because he's worried about getting ganked, but just making sure he has all this farm.
And Karma's about to die.
Take on Karma. Meanwhile, in the bot lane,
RNG's is just
So Lee Sin was getting chased by Bilgewater, but he does manage to take out Nami and then escape. I mean, Nami manages to take him out. And now Yi comes in. He gets a double kill. Double kill by Yi, and now he's trying to run away from Misfortune and Nahus. And his ult's up. Okay, his ult just ran out. I have no idea if he's going to be able to get out of this. Oh! Fancy juke! Soft moving and is recalled.
Oh,
Misfortune, he ran up to the bush, but just a second too late to catch Yi, and so he escaped.
Yep.
Whereas in the top lane, Gangplank, he got a kill onto Karma, put a ton of damage on. Oh, Wex is back. Alright. So, Gangplank fighting Aurelia, but Lee Sin shows up, misses his Q, jumps to Aurelia, and they're hoping to catch him out. Alright, so while this chase is going on, oh, that's a lot of damage coming out from Gangplank, but he's gonna go down, he can't keep this up. While that's happening, Bilgewater side, we're gonna take an easy dragon. Yi is trying to take blue, he gets it. Mommy bubble! He's just trying to heal through all this damage, but that's not gonna work.
No.
Nope, that was very good
there. Looks like Ionia's trying to do a base race, but that's not going to work when Bilgewater is already at the inner tower while they're at the outer tower, and they have to deal with the TF defender while there's no defender for Bilgewater to deal with.
That is the second tower, a second row tower for Bilgewater. Oh,
Pallies gets a little too aggressive and runs into 3 members of Ionia. Is taken out. Lee Sin looks like he wants to push tower, but he's not going to be able to kill it before Gangplank gets there, and Gangplank can easily kill both him and Aurelia.
Yeah, Gangplank's going to get a double kill off of this.
Oh, the ults, can the ult finish anyone? Oh, they have a heal that lets him get out, but he is...
It's not gonna matter.
On the Q!
I told you! Behold
Just
the power
so
of
much
100% crit plank.
Oh, double rainbow!
Right now, he has...
double rainbows.
Oh,
Right
man.
now, Gangplank has about 60% crit chance on his Q.
Oh,
It's like 55 to 60% chance. So his Q is going to crit more often than not, and he's just going to end up...
What is Karma doing?
Oh my goodness.
Why?
I don't want to be hating on you, Purple, but that you television there onto one player, not realizing there were 3 other players nearby.
Yep.
Nami ult coming out, they have to flash out of it, and Gangplank is gonna get their fleets in.
Oh, and Grogso Blade does the trick.
Yeah, even though he kicked him away, that Grogso Blade
And this is,
just...
here's the solo queue mentality. Ari is pushing bottom lane, and that is not where he needs her.
Yeah, it's trading a tower, because at most she's gonna get maybe just 1 tower. Yeah, she's gonna get it, but 1 tower for 2 plus inhibitor? I don't know, not worth it all.
I agree. This was
Now
just
they get another tower in the mid lane. Oh, Karma's so low! Her shield barely is enough to save her. TF ults, but it'd be mad to try and jump in here.
He actually probably almost could have taken the kill. Yeah, he ulted like just to the right or upper portion of the Nexus, just outside of the towers. That's the kill on to... Oh.
So that's gonna be a dead Twisted Fate. Yi, he's going in, but this Gangplank is putting out so much damage. He manages to burst down Nami.
Oh, that flash! He's so scared!
Run down, Karma!
Karma's dead.
There is no fear in this game.
Oh wow, Gangplank gave up.
There is no fear in that game.
The thing is, he knew that R was probably coming. That's why he gave up, I'm assuming.
He could 1v2 the Ari and Karma.
Does Gangplank...
He's 14 and 2.
What item is Gangplank even getting next?
Executioner's Calling.
Oh god!
How much crit can one man have?
Yomo's Ghostblade, actually, no. He's going for 100% crit chance. That
And
is
he's
what Dark
sacrificing
Omega
boots
does.
for it. I guess he's saying, you know, boots are overrated because
doesn't
I
need
get moving
boots.
speed from Trini Force and Static Shiv.
Yeah, plus once he gets Yomo's, he'll have the Yomo's active for even more movement speed.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
this is going to be... Oh man, this Gangplank is already so hard to deal with 100% crit that there's just no way anyone can deal with him unless he gets cut out majorly.
Then all he needs is a, what is it,
he does...
Guardian Angel.
Guardian Angel, thank you.
No, he does... what he actually does is, he actually does Yomo's Ghostblade, Static Shiv, Trinity Force, Infinity Edge.
Will Misfortune go down? It looks like it did. Not all changer. Nice shot. Nihilus at first just ignoring the Aurelia. Then finally when he realized what was going on, he managed to pull a save.
Yeah.
And Karma is just unable to deal with Gangplank. It is... Wow, this Gangplank is just so much damage on those Qs. I mean, of course, you know, that's what happens with Critplank. His Qs just do so much. That's exactly what he's playing to.
But
So
after he gets Ghostblade, he generally ends up going Mercurial Scimitar for more AD and the extra cleanse.
This is just me thinking here, I would want some lifesteal because oranges just don't cut it, and if you put lifesteal on all that damage, that's just an amazing amount of healing. So,
my personal suggestion, if you want lifesteal, is Essence Reaper. Just because cooldown reduction for more Qs, and that 10 lifesteal, and it still has the 80 of Bloodthirster, so...
Yeah, that does sound like a smart thing for it to take.
I think they should be
Plus
taking Dragon right now.
Yeah, plus the mana
Dragon
gain
is
from
wide.
auto attacks applies to Gangplank's Q.
They could easily take Baron if they wanted to. There's nothing stopping them.
I think if Gangplank got a Bloodthirster, he could solo Baron.
Yeah, I've actually... This was back in Season 3, and Critplank used to be stronger back then, because they nerfed a few things about it since. But
yeah.
if you want Critplank, you could easily solo Dragon.
I'm sorry, I know I keep freaking out, but man, it is just wonderful to watch every single time.
Dark Omega's Q essentially one-shotting everyone.
He has to ult. He just has to ult and run away. And that is rare to see Yi not want to 1v1 someone.
If you've watched every 1v1 between Gangplank and Yi, Yi has lost so devastatingly hard in every single 1v1.
In this game, I'm saying, like, in just, you know, a random match, Yi will almost never run from a 1v1 because he's just, like, in the late game, because he's just so strong in the late game that no one person can kill him. But in this game, that is not the case in the slightest. Ari's just sitting there.
That Baron.
Hook miss,
dodging the
saving Ari's life. But now Ionia is split big time. If Bilgewater just engage on one of the two groups, it would be easy. But I guess
all they really need to do is push into those inhibitors and stuff.
Yeah, honestly, they could easily take through all three inhibitors if they want to, and I really wouldn't be able to stop it.
They need gameplay though, and I think they do know that. So
Yeah. I mean, with Gangplank, they're likely gonna do one final fight and then end the game. I mean, it's gonna be hard for us to be able to do much of anything.
Karma got out of position.
Ari,
how do I down?
you just have to run.
Yeah.
So many health bars just popping.
Yeah, that's game, but I totally missed what was going on because that was just like, I'm jumping back 15 seconds and slowing that fight down.
Yeah, that was just such a hectic fight. It was just like, someone's health bar was gone, then another person's. It was so hard to keep track of.
I think what happened was he Alpha Strike hit, and combined with a already ult to start taking out a lot of what they had. Don't mess around, guys.
But then Nautilus.
And they get the karma kill just for good measure.
Enjoy your visit to the depths.
Oh, that's what happened. There was a 5-man kick by Lee Sin.
Yeah.
Oh, alright. That's a pretty impressive kick, but still wasn't enough. And yeah, that
kick was just glorious.
Yeah, oh man. I gotta say though,
Okay.
What was nice about this game is I didn't have a team that I needed to win on either side, because I am Shadow House. So it's real nice to be able to just watch and not care if a team's losing. You're just able to relax and enjoy it.
I know. As a Bilgewater player, I just kind of assume we win. No, I don't worry much either.
Well, if you look at Bilgewater's history, Bilgewater's featured matches team has generally been the same throughout this entire arc. Which means the people are, like you say, Bilgewater, everyone, they are a team. They communicate, they talk with each other, they play together, and they play together a lot. And it really shows in the featured matches, because you see pretty much the same 3 to 5, between 2 to 4 people playing in every featured match.
It's like a group of 10 people, I'd say, that plays all the same games. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, but you see about 2 or 3.
Getting my law client back up and running, so I don't have stats for the stream.
All right, so as we run through MVPs, we'll just give a couple stats here. We're going to start off with the Ionia MVP, just because I'd like to start with the team that lost and talk about what they were able to do good, even though they lost. The Ionia MVP...
Ari.
Yeah, you say Ari. I have to give it to Ari, but I also want to give an honorable mention to Yi. Because you can't see the stats, Ari ended up with 8 kills, 7 deaths, 5 assists, 11.3k gold, and I was just she did really good. Even though she gave up the first blood to Twisted Fate, she did do quite a bit to help catch some players on Bilgewater out, get her team some gold. As the honorable mention for Yi, Yi did a lot of damage, a lot of kills that he managed to pick up while his team's behind. So whenever you're able to pick up a decent amount of kills while your team's behind, that's pretty impressive. And then
on to Bilgewater.
You want to do Bilge real quick, and then I can comment on it?
Yeah. I'd have to give... MVP, Gangplank. Honorable mention, Pally's. Oh my gosh.
Now, Pally's is his own champion now, folks.
Well, I'm just going to comment. It's I have to give, MVP to Gangplank. It was just amazing how much damage she's able to just pop out so quickly. Well done, Dark Omega. And I agree with your Pally's honorable mention, but I feel like Misfortune did better than GG Pally's, the heavy weapons guy Misfortune. If you look at her kills, 11 kills, 6 deaths, 12 assists.
My argument for Pally's over heavy weapons guy is that heavy weapons guy is a diamond player.
I was about to mention that. I was like, I get why you put GG Pally's, because you diamond, you expect the diamond to do great, whereas he's a bronze and he did not look like a bronze in that game.
No, he looked like about a mid-gold level player. He did not lose lane that hard to Ari. He made a few mistakes, but overall he made a lot of smart decisions. He was mechanically sound. And he was considered a threat through most of the game. And so Twisted Fate, GG Pally's on Twisted Fate is definitely deserving of an honorable mention for MVP this game.
Yeah, so the thing I was just trying to point out is Misfortune was overall like did more for the team, more for the game, but it's just that when you have your bronze slot doing that well, that's like very impressive. That's why you have to mention that. You can't ignore it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so those are the MVPs, and we also threw in some honorable mentions because it wasn't just one person doing all the work. It never should be just one person doing all the work. And yeah,
Cough, cough. Take a hint, Ionia. Cough, cough.
Exactly.
Yes. Oh.
Okay, I know it's late, but I finally loaded up Patch History screen. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
you can
let's
all
go.
look at the glorious stats and all the glorious items that everyone got. And I just feel like, just for YOLO's sake, how much crit chance did Gangplank have at the end there?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Gangplank had 15 plus 10 plus 20 is 45, plus another 25 is 70, I think. Plus 8, so 78, plus the 11 from runes. So he had about 89% crit chance.
That is very high. Yeah, that was I mean, 89% crit chance. That's just so much damage he can pop out.
And I think he was actually going for an Executioner's Calling for his last item, which would have given him 100% crit chance.
And then he'd probably go either like a Bloodthirster or
a Mercurial Scimitar.
or a Guardian Angel. Like one of those three items, most likely.
Mercurial Scimitar.
That's what you think?
Those are some very
Dark Omega
high
loves that Mercurial Scimitar because of that cleanse. So,
Well, that's true. I guess like having double cleanse thanks to Gangplank's his oranges. So that'd be pretty neat to see someone just cleansing out like so many things at the same time.
Now, you know what this really means, though, gentlemen. Bilgewater explored Dinosaur Island.
that is if Bilgewater decides to pick Magmel.
Bilgewater will explore Dinosaur Island.
No,
And also,
I think the real thing that Bilgewater won was 10 balance of power points because they desperately need balance of power.
Actually, I'm going to be honest. Mike. Balance of power is really nice, but we really just wanted Dinosaur Island.
Yeah, I was being
Also,
sarcastic.
this marks the second week in a row that Ionia gets absolutely nothing from featured matches.
Yeah, last week was a shutout by Freljord. This week is a shutout by Bilgewater. And
the next week is this tournament.
Yeah, Ionia is not looking good. Like, they're doing better balance of power wise. Like, they're doing better than Shadow Isles, but in featured matches, Shadow Isles beats them there. So, like, they need to work on their, like, their pickup matches are going decently, but their features and tournaments are very similar to the features in some sense. They need to work on like those high pressure, high stakes games.
I think their featured team, like that tournament team they have there, they're good players. It's a decent collection of people, but they got to start working together. And I will say this: I actually think Ionia has the most opportunities to play a counter game against their opponents out of any of the factions rosters. Ionia can pick to counter the other team more heavily than anyone else, and they need to start doing that.
Yeah, because I have to say, like, all that mobility is great against, like, the Shao Owls, for example. Like, if they pick champions high mobility against the Shao Owls, that's a good comp for them.
And they have some good advantages there. They picked some high mobility champions that Misfortune couldn't escape from, and you know what? That's why I thought Misfortune was not a great pick for Bilge, because she can't get away from the Lee Sin, Ahri, Aurelia assassination squad.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. Like, Ionia has, like, so many different team comps and strategies that could work for them. And, like, they would have, like, be able to pick a strategy for each faction. It's like, they can do, like, an AoE team comp if they get, like, Ken and then Varus for lockup. And they have a lot of different ways they can do AoE team comp and beat people out there. They have a lot of mobility to assassinate people. And
I'm going to give you guys some help here, other factions. Bilgewater only has one strategy. If he can figure it out, you can beat us.
The strategy is known as winning.
No, but
Basically,
really,
it's AoE lockdown.
yeah,
That is their team comp,
we have
is
one
AoE
comp.
lockdown.
We have
We got,
one. Ionia Frontwood. You have multiple comps. Work with it.
Yeah, it's like you just look at Bilgewater's comp. It's like, yeah, you got AoE slow and damage from Gangplank. You got Nihilus who
AoE
can
knock
hit people, put multiple people up. Nami can knock up multiple people multiple times, and then like your mid laner, you can go like a Katarina for a ton of AoE. You can do Fizz. You can do a little bit of AoE. You got TF. There's just it's an AoE team fight.
Yep.
And
It's a very good like comp for team fights, but it's like if you're listening to Wex, they only got one, so just figure out how to counter that one comp, one strategy.
yeah. However, with their pickup with their latest pickups, they don't really have too much variation. I mean, they can use Jax instead of Gangplank,
Renekton instead of Gangplank.
and Renekton,
Instead of Gangplank.
but other than that, they don't really have too many options. If they picked up Maokai, they would have single target. They could easily switch to a single target lockdown.
But I think Maokai's still actually a good team fight pick because of his ultimate.
He's
So
still a good
Maokai's
team
still-
fighter.
Maokai's still mostly, I think, a team fight pickup. I mean,
I agree, but with his W, his snare, and his knock-up and / knockback, he can easily pick that one important target and then kind of split up the enemy team.
I
So,
think Bilgewater's lacking in able to lock one person down. They got Twisted
true.
Fate who can do that. They got Nihilus that can do that. They got Nami. I mean, they're not lacking in being able to lock one person down.
this is true.
No, the secret is you have to start. You can't let any of them get farmed up, and you have to start catching them alone. That's what fights best as a team. If you can prevent them from
And-
being a team, then you can beat them. And I'm
And
not saying that
when
is the
Bilgewater
summoners.
is using Dark Omega, that means camp the living hell out of Dark Omega.
But I'm not saying that as the summoners either. Like, the Bilgewater champions fight well as a group. They're not as great individually.
Yeah, except for Gangplank.
Even then, he has to get farmed. If he doesn't,
That's
he's
true.
a pretty easy pickoff.
That's true.
I will say that
he does have an easier time farming than some other champions, though.
Something I will say though about the Dark Omega Gangplank is his playstyle is somewhat counterintuitive. Yeah, it obviously works as we just saw, but a lot of times when you see Gangplanks, they want use their Q to farm to get the extra gold. But if you saw, he was using it as harass.
And while that is incredibly mana intensive, doesn't Dark Omegas generally start with a flask?
I believe so. Yeah, so he has a lot of sustain.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I'm pretty sure he uses some mana regen runes. I haven't actually looked at his account.
Let's look at his page. Hold on.
Yeah, let's actually look at his page.
We'll figure out all of your dark secrets, and I'm gonna show everyone on stream exactly what they are. That's what you get for being good.
Crit, armor, crit. Nope, there's no mana on this page. A lot of crit.
What?
Oh, he uses crit
So
damage.
wait,
He heard
Hold
us
on.
talking on stream and quickly changed it.
Oh my, no. Here's something he uses. I've never seen anyone use these. He uses crit damage runes.
What?
so that that actually explains a lot.
Oh, Dark Omega, I love ya.
That's why his crits hurt so much.
Oh
he's
my
got-
goodness.
He's got 13% crit damage, 11% crit chance, and 9 armor.
That explains a lot, but yeah, so that's what happens. That's what you get for playing good, Dark Omega. We're going to expose all your dirty little secrets
Oh, he even
about how you play well.
I'm on his mastering page. He goes into meditation. Just 3 points, just to get the mana.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, he has to grab mana regen somewhere
Yeah,
in order to keep up that Q
He has
spam.
meditation and feast. That's where he gets it. It's nowhere else but that. I
Oh
love
my
it.
goodness.
He doesn't even. That is a great page. That is
It's
a wonderful
genius.
thing. It's 13. He is 13, 14, 3. He goes 13 enough, gets enough attack damage, and gets Executioner in Dangerous Game.
Yeah, now everyone's going to be like, okay, how do I counter this room page and this mastery page? And next week you're going to see Dark Omega do nothing because everyone knows how to beat him now.
This is great. I love it. I think Mike, Craze, I think I'm going to cut the stream in a sec because I got to make some different
All right. Thanks everyone for coming out and watching today's featured matches. This has been brought to you by Big Mike, Sergeant Porkchop, and Wexio Mantic.
Matic.
We also had
Matic, sorry.
JD Mage in here earlier. I want to give him a shout out too.
Yep. A special thanks to everyone who volunteered to cast. Like I said, special thanks to Big Mike and Porkchop for always taking the time out of their days to get these set up, especially with Porkchop volunteering to stream and Big Mike getting everything set up. So, hope you guys enjoy, and we hope to see you again tomorrow for the Shadow Isles versus Freljord matches.
Those should be exciting.
And yeah, that should be exciting. Slow down.
Versus here.
It's going to be the Spooky Spectres Special Spook Squad versus Failure to Submit.
Yep.
Because I just gave him that name.
I don't care if they have a team. I'm just going to call them Failure to Submit.
So,
and just as a quick little surprise tidbit, while I was setting up the Argyre lore event, in my personal outline, in the outline that I pitched, I called the Yordles on Argyre Freljordles. And I am actually really, really sad that Cupcake did not use that name for them.
Yeah, he's kind of
because it was just too perfect.
All right. I gotta cut the stream.
All right.
So, catch you guys later. And on to Dinosaur Island!